Hey, what up guys, AB2 Music here, and today I'm going to be talking about the rage beats and kind of like the recent popularization of them, I guess like more of the trend of them. So if you guys don't really know what a rage beat is kind of more of a louder type of beat, kind of chaotic but a good type of chaotic. Honestly, I kind of see it as like an evolved distorted beat. Some have an EDM type of vibe to them. I would say like the sound of rage beats are kind of expanding right now. Like it sounds actually kind of nerdy as fuck now that I said that out loud. But I would say like right now, just cause now that rage beats have been out for a minute, I would say at first it kind of sounded like EDM, like definitely inspired beats. Now I feel like they have definitely more of a hip hop sound to them. Not saying the EDM sounds bad or anything, cause I fuck with like basically a lot of the rage beats like that. But that's just saying like it definitely is EDM inspired. I feel like EDM influence shows a lot more in Trip at Night, but especially in Kochi's music, from what I heard anyway. But Tell 'Em is definitely like a perfect example of like a EDM influence on a rage beat. The beat on that song is crazy, and if you haven't listened to it, I suggest it, but it definitely isn't for everyone. Like I said, I think rage beats are kind of like the new distorted beats. Not that distorted beats aren't a thing, because they are still a thing. But the distorted beats wave kind of left the same time as like the SoundCloud era, like kind of left. I guess there's a SoundCloud wave, if you want to call it that. Now obviously there's new SoundCloud, but that's a whole different topic for just a different video. But we just all know about prime distorted beats. Just basically the whole Florida underground scene was running those beats. Now that was the prime for distorted beats. I feel like rage beats are really just now starting to get liked by the public. So maybe this is the start of the prime of rage beats. We could be in the prime, I don't fucking know. Because rage beats have kind of been around for a minute, but they really didn't get popular until people started liking Whole Lotta Red more. And also Yeat's success is also an example of people liking rage type beats more. Also, not everything Yeat makes is like rage, whatever you want to call it. But he definitely has some tracks that are rage, like there's no denying. And just overall, just beats he chooses and stuff are similar to rage type beats. Now, I think there's two projects that push rage beats. And that's Whole Lotta Red, like I already said, and Trip at Night. I feel like Trip at Night doesn't get as much respect because it's from Trippie. But dude made a whole rage album when it was not popular at all. And people actually liked that album. Like me, a Trippie fan, I fucked with that album. And I'm used to people shitting on Trippie's albums. Like basically anytime he drops an album, I'm used to people shitting on it. That was the only album, like yeah, some people didn't like it, but people that liked it really did like it. Had hits like Mr. Rage, which was a moment of its own for Trippie, and rage beats in general. It also had Holy Smokes, Matt Hardy 999, and Rich Motherfucker. And it also has fan favorite songs too, but that's just me for sure because like I said, I fuck with the album. But I get if you're not like a Trippie fan, you might not fuck with some of the songs on it. It's crazy that he released that at a time when rage beats weren't popping. Really the only thing he had going for that album was Mr. Rage. It's just he released that at a time when rage was not popular and had Drake on a rage beat. Now I can't find the exact sales number, but it ranged from like 73k to 81k. I remember it being around somewhere those numbers. So it did not sell bad at all. Obviously that's not the most highest selling Trippie project, which honestly I could make a whole video on that of when I think Trippie's gonna sell more than his highest project, or if he will. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video on that, but that's besides the point. If Trippie really wanted to, he could have just released a few rage songs, especially Mr. Rage, because that was just a hit and people knew it was gonna be a hit since the snippet. He didn't have to drop a whole rage album, but I respect it though. Now I feel like we aren't in the prime of these beats just yet. You know, I said earlier we could possibly be in the prime. I know it's like contradictory, but whatever. Just let me explain. It's because a lot of the SoundCloud gen, or I guess like new SoundCloud gen, they haven't really released music like that. I'm not fully tapped into like the underground scene, so I'm not gonna speak too much. But I do know a lot of like artists in the underground scene still have a lot of music they need to release. And I feel like a lot of them are like mainly rapping on these rage type beats. So I would like to see like how that goes and just see really the music we get out of that. So really it's just really early on in a lot of their careers. As of right now, I'll say Filthy is the most like iconic for these rage beats. He just makes insane beats, if I'm being honest. Stop Breathing is probably like his most popular like producer placement, and the producer tag is just perfect on that song. I feel like people liking Whole Lotta Red, or I guess it growing on people, also shows that there's a demand for this type of beat, or I guess like music, because Whole Lotta Red's been out for a minute, and like I said, at first, like, yeah, it sold a lot, but then it kind of died down a little bit because it got all the hate. But that's also because of Carti's tour. It just looked lit as fuck, and I feel like Whole Lotta Red was meant for a performance, because his shows are just insane. But the opinion on Whole Lotta Red has changed. However the opinion changed, whatever happened, all is the opinion on Whole Lotta Red has changed. Well, for me personally, it has. But I wasn't even talking about me personally, just the overall opinion in general. It's like, yeah, obviously people that don't like Carti and fucking hate it are always gonna hate it probably. But it's growing on Carti fans for sure. That's Carti's thing right now, and it's a whole wave. Because it went from getting clowned on Twitter for days and getting called a whole lot of skips. It's just crazy that it went from that to Carti being more popular than ever. Now, it's kind of like people have to set the foundation for rage beats. So I won't be shocked if they stay around for a while, or especially just like that type of beat. Obviously, it's going to change over time, because that's just how music works, that's just how everything works. Anyway guys, I'm just going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I don't know, comment any other video ideas or anything you want me to talk about. You know, just normal shit. Anyway, see you guys. See ya. I don't know why I said see ya twice. I don't know, I'm getting the fuck out of here.